Hello viewers, the Model Maniac back here, and something a bit different today. Well, it's still a tank, and it's still a Second World War tank, and it's still Tamiya, and it's still 135th, but it's a T34. Now I have built a T34 on my channel, and it was the T34 85. And well, obviously you can see this is not the 85, this is the 76, so the earlier version with the 76mm gun. I think that's why it was called that in the 85, because it had an 85mm gun. Correct me if I'm wrong, but 1943 production model it says there. And yeah, nice sized box. This is sort of that satisfyingly medium sized box. You know, it's packed in there, and that's what's quite nice. Unlike the Crusader I just did, because I'll tell you. Well, the reason it's packed is the reason it looks like this is because I got it all out, couldn't get it back in the way I got it out. So let's get everything out again, because we of course need to do the instructions, which are somewhere at the bottom, which is probably my fault really. Well, look at that in a moment, but where's the English ones? Here we are. Same picture on the front of the box, tells you a bit about the tank there, I think. Yep, which is nice. Got a picture of a Valentine on there, I think. Oh, and that's a KV1. Sorry, my bad. Oh wow, loads of information. Lee's, Panthers, all sorts. Where's the start of the instructions? Here. Oh, they're quite. Reminds me of the Tamiya Tiger that I did ages back. How I did the instructions on that. That probably wasn't the best to watch, but anyway. What have we got? Right, so we start up the top. Just zoom in a bit, so it's actually, because it's quite small print. So there we are. Start at the top by assembling your idler wheels. Is it idler wheels or is it just road wheels? Oh, so that's the idler wheel, that's the road wheel. And yeah, looks pretty standard. You obviously put them on the hull. Oh, I realise I'm not really looking at what I'm looking at. You put them on the hull. Then you come down further and you make the front hatch, which you can have open if you want. And you assemble the various gubbins you need to put on the inside of the tank. Moving along over here, you add various panels and boxes and bars and things to the outside. Lights and clips and things. And then you do head down, you make the 76mm gun, spoke about earlier. And you get the breech as well, which is nice. That's what I like about this Tamiya kit, although you'll never see it. You do get a bit of the breech for the gun. And as we head further down, you assemble the top of the turret with your cupola. I think that's how you say it. And various things, various other hatches. I think we go here now. Right, yep. Then you assemble the rest of the tank. It looks like most of the turret's one piece in terms of the side parts, and the bottom's also one piece. You add that all together with your gun you've made. Then you add that to your tank and glue the top of the tank to the bottom of the tank, and then that thing, the fuel tank. That's what it is. I know, because it always has them mounted on either side. Bit of an odd place to put fuel tanks, but if you can't get them inside the tank, what are you going to do? I mean, the Crusader faced a similar issue with the air filter. So, then a stowage box, it looks like. Ooh, interesting. So this is about. Is this just about different things you could put on to make it different? It's not really to do with painting, so I'm not gonna focus. Yeah, here we are. This is what we want. So you get obviously that, although it's black and white. This is the snow version, the snow or whitewashed version. I'm probably not going to do that because it's sort of a daunting task, and I'd rather just paint it green. It's good reliable colour for a tank. You can normally get away with it if you just paint it green. And of course you're welcome to pause the video at any point Oh, that's not right. Surely there's more than one. No. Unless it tells you a bit more, actually. I might have missed something here. Oh, yeah, it looks like... yes. Here we are. I probably should have read this. So it says... well, you just read it there. And... yeah. So you can paint it green, but if you're doing a winter version, you can put a bit of white on it, basically. And this will explain to you about the different... oh, let's get out of the way. Different names, markings you can have on your tanks. Oh, yeah, overall, I think this looks like quite a, like I say, quite a satisfying, compact little, complete kit. It's old, don't get me wrong. Let's get back to the parts and that as well. Yeah, not entirely sure what this is. I think I won't need it because I think... oh, is this a gun barrel actually, now I think about it? No, it might be, it might not be. I don't know, because I know the older Tamiya kits had remote control things you could put in them if you wanted to. That's why they had holes in the bottom. Because you'd install a motor, you could have switches coming out the bottom and things. But, yeah. Speaking of that hole, actually, here it is. It's a hole. It's a bathtub hole. And speaking of the upper hole, let's zoom out a bit so you can see it a bit better. It's a bit more interesting. It's got most of the engine detail on there in terms of vents and things, but the rest needs to be added, which I think is probably more fun. Now, there's a lot of parts here, so let's get the boring stuff out of the way first. I feel like I probably don't need to warrant opening this, but I probably might build this soon, so might as well. But voila, there we are. Some wheels, plenty of them, road wheels, and then the other side of the road wheels, and I think there's some interesting things used for the idler here that might be on this sprue though. Let's pop them back in there. This one's a bit more interesting than the last one because this has got a torso on it and some other stuff. So some more wheels first of all, but doesn't help my cutting mat is green. It is not easy to see, and the lights as well. That's the gun breech, I think. You get some bustles here, some wooden crates, and then your man with his arms, wheels, railing sort of thing, a box, and this looks like the back panel. More angular box things. Most of these things will become just boxes to put stuff in on the tanks, because you might as well have it. Right, in here, it looks like we got two sprues. And the decals with good old-fashioned number carnage on it, which is good because you can have any marking tank you like, which is nice because you can have that name on it, but you're guaranteed to probably have a different one to somebody else. And if you're building a historically accurate one, so like a tank you know who somebody had or whatever, you can do it, which is good. And they're very well printed, those sort of reef things in the middle. And now these sprues, more body limbs and parts and things. That's your mantlet there, or a bit of it, the outer bit at least. Some spare track you could put on the turret or the tank. Some riveted things. Some railings. Lots of flash. Oh no, that's just a holding bit, but that's not flash. That looks like the inside of the gun, which means we're probably going to be able to get it up and down, which is always nice. If the glue goes correctly. Oh yes, so the outer turret's mostly one part, but there it was cast, and they do have that sort of roughly steel metal texture, which is nice. The bottom of the turret with the sort of the teeth bit. Cupola, hatches. It's probably a hatch of some sort. Probably goes on the cupola, I don't know. This is... oh, there's two of them. One of these is obviously for a different model of it, for the top of the turret. because and that's nearly going to come off. Anyway, last sprue. We've got the poly caps in. I like poly caps because it's good for, like this model. I'm probably not going to paint this model for a while after I've built it, so for various reasons. And so you can, if they are what I think they are, there's rubber bits at least. Poly caps are nice because you can just put wheels on, then take them off when you like. All right, recognise that goes on the back of the top of the hull. I can tell you where that goes. It goes there. Some mesh wiring things. That's the back of the tank. These are the fuel tanks. That one of these is going to be the one I use for the front. Obviously with your transmission and things. Some box vent things there. These are your exhaust. They point down on the T34, don't they? Because I remember the first time I did my Airfix 76 scale, when I put them for pointing up, because I just built a King Tiger. So obviously I just assumed they'd be pointing up, but no. That's your front hatch, your driver's hatch. Though I think those help to do with the idlers. But yeah, let's give you a bit of a look around. Some spare track links at the bottom there. Tow cables. Yeah, quite happy with this, and I hope you look forward to the build that will come. Now we just need to get everything back in this very small box without damaging anything. We need a bag to put the transfers in. Now, this is going to have to do this smartly. So we need room. I probably shouldn't just do this. Discreet, we need room for this. Oh, and that. I think that works. What if we put it around that way? Yes. Puzzle making, the Model Maniac. You know you all wanted it, really. A thing in Japanese, which, believe it or not, I can't actually read Japanese, so don't know what the thing means. You are metal parts. Probably should have put those in first. Stuff them down there. And how could we forget the probably quite helpful, the instructions. Now we're just going to slide the decals somewhere in there. So I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but I've packed it all away now, and I think the recording stopped for some reason, but I do have the tracks which I've got to put away, and I mentioned those. They're rubber band, they're annoying, but they're better than Airfix ones. So yeah, I haven't got much more to say on that, except that really need to write in the books. Don't forget to put the tracks in. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.